What's going on, family? Hopefully you guys having a good day. Heading out to have dinner with my bro before I call it a day. Going back to Uptight Country USA. I feel like I have this hotel to myself. It's a trip. But for the most part, life is good. People ask a lot of questions why I like to travel. And the more I do it now, the more it becomes clear. The transparency of it all and the understanding of it all. But this trip brings back a lot of good memories, you know. Life is a trip. You ever notice? Hold on a second. Yeah, but if you ever notice, I haven't really been going live like that on social media lately just because, you know, you make money on social media, but they want to screw with you for the sake of screwing with you. I'm just not feeling that. You don't know, I'm in Los Angeles right now, but specifically Inglewood, California. Heading to Long Beach. But yeah, it's like, you know, people, you know, my TikTok got messed with. First my, First my actual YouTube. The moment, it's funny with social media right now. So the moment I'm able to actually make money on TikTok, make money on, YouTube, that's when they wanted the platforms wanted to actually be like, oh no, all the stuff you post is against community guidelines. And as I watch Wildin' Out, and I love Wildin' Out, so I'm not crapping on Wildin' Out, but it's just like, you know, at the end of the day, let's see what we can do. At the end of the day, ratchetry prevails, and you do your best to try to set sail. Oak House, cool. So he's like 6 minutes late. So for the most part,
then turn left onto South Inglewood Avenue.
You know,
you're on the fastest route despite slower than usual traffic. You should reach your destination by 9:37 p.m.
This is on East Coast time. But for the most part, you know, I'm not gonna be looking at the camera at all. Anyways, for the most part,
take the next right onto West Century Boulevard.
Because of these situations happening, people telling me, you know, that I'm not, you know,
Continue on West Century Boulevard for half a mile.
The actual content that I'm posting it goes against community guidelines. It's just like, well, what's the point of really posting a lot of stuff on social media if it's not going to be one of those freeing platforms where you can actually, you know, get your thoughts out there. You know, usually when I do these kind of lives, I don't get a lot of views. You know, I don't,
in a quarter mile,
make any money.
On the La Cienega Boulevard.
If I post content from a movie or a show, that's when I get the majority of the views. That's cool. But then, depending on the show or the movie, then it can go against community guidelines. So it's just one of those things. And it's just like, all right, well, I'm at a point now where I'm not going to go out of my way to kill myself over making content, because if the possibility of it going against community guidelines is high, or me not making any money, then what's the point?
At the light,
It
turn
becomes
left on La
pointless.
Cienega Boulevard.
You're going to hear Google Maps in the background because I'm in Los Angeles right now. It's not like I know the area like that. But anyways, so at the end of the day, we're going to drive today or tomorrow. Come on to the Matrix.
In 800 feet, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto the I-405 South ramp.
Sorry, I just want to cuss people out today. But yeah. Anyways, so it's just like, what's the point of me going all out of my way to
Use
make
the left 2
content
lanes to turn left onto the I-405
if
South
if
ramp.
I'm not going to get rewarded for it, and if it's going to get shamed upon? Especially given the fact that, like I said last week, my TikTok account was basically deleted, and for the most part, nobody's going to be all the contacts that I had, and the fact that I was able to make money via subscription base
Use the left 2 lanes to turn slightly left
was
onto
basically
the
messed
I-405
with. It
South
just
ramp.
says a lot right there, man. It's just like, let me get from around you, fool, because you ain't driving. Lord have mercy. I'm not even from here, and I'm driving faster than you. Got places to be. Anyways, so yeah, at the end of the day, it's just one of those is what it is situations, and it just makes me rethink about my priorities, because I put a lot of time and money and energy into creating content on all the social media platforms, and it makes me rethink, hey, do I need to be putting more time and energy and money into things that matter, things where certain platforms can't dictate what I say and do, or what I post on, whatnot, and maybe just focus on more tangible things and quote-unquote tangible assets and things of that nature. You're gonna let me over? Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Things of that nature. So that's where my mindset is at right now. So, as I'm sitting in this beautiful LA traffic. But so yeah, that's where I'm at with it now. And because no matter what, it just reminds me of that whenever something is worth having, remember, you have to fight for it. It's not supposed to be easy. If it's easy, then it's not supposed to be worth fighting for. But if it's worth having, then you fight for it. And that's relationships, friendships, careers, and businesses. If it's worth having, then it's worth fighting for. And because of all the technology, because of today's society, we really live in a very lazy generation of people, and because of that, a lot of people don't think that they should have to work for nothing. And if they do have to work for something, then it actually takes them off and whatnot. So it's just all about perspective. How you doing, young lady? Hopefully you're doing great out there in good old Phoenix, Arizona. Appreciate the kind words. But yeah, so it's just like, and I'm sitting in beautiful LA traffic right now. Yep, there goes Los Angeles Air Force Base, El Segundo, trying to get to Long Beach. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's you push forward, you do what you got to do, and then there's always going to be a pothole in the road. There's always going to be something that gets in your way. But the thing is, if it's worth keeping, you fight for it. If not, then you say the hell with it. Because what's happened in the last month, I understand why a lot of people say the hell with social media, the hell with a lot of things. Because no matter how much you try, no matter how much you push forward, people are going to go out of their way to screw you over. And haters are always going to hate no matter what the situation that you're in this life. And that's one of those is what it is situations. So, and really, traffic is at a standstill right now. I'm like, what are y'all doing to me? It must be a broke down vehicle. Lord have mercy. That's one thing Washington, D.C. and L.A. have in common, man. Traffic is always horrific. You know, Houston traffic is not bad. They say it's bad, but it's nothing compared to L.A. or Washington, D.C. and Phoenix. The traffic in Phoenix is nothing compared to L.A. and D.C. Matter of fact, Washington, D.C. has actually surpassed Los Angeles. Excuse me. All right. Okay, truck, if he was going to get over, he should have stayed right there. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, so at the end of the day, you know, this trip is just reminding me of certain things. Because, you know, life before the pandemic I think, to me, this is my personal opinion, there's a lot more optimism, and not only myself, but I think there's way more optimism in the U.S. economy and the world compared to now. I think optimism with a lot of people has waned down or just completely died with a lot of people in 2025 since the pandemic and whatnot, because so many things have transpired. A lot of people's hopes and dreams have gone down the toilet.
There are police reported ahead.
Yes, because of an accident. And then a lot of people just, you know, the enthusiasm towards life is going down the toilet. Because traveling around the United States of America, no matter what city I've gone in, and this is from Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, Phoenix, Arizona, New York City, Los Angeles, Seattle, Portland, you know, Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Austin, Atlanta, Georgia, you know, homeless population has increased, and hopelessness has increased with a lot of people. And I'm not making this video to be depressing or anything of that nature, or to be negative, but it's just to call out certain things that have taken place and that have increased tremendously in the last 5 years, since 2020, that I've noticed. You know, more and more of these videos are popping up online that are talking about how people are just not the same, and it's just like, it's real talk, because we now live in a generation where more and more people are way more comfortable talking to a cell phone, to a robot. Are you getting over? I guess not. To a robot than they actually are to other people. And I guess my thing, and this is the question to the parents in the room, because I'm not a parent. The new parents of 2025, not the parents of yesteryear. You might still be a parent now, but you became a parent during a time frame where before the pandemic. Talk about people who've had kids in the last 4 years at least. Do you feel like there's a generation of people who feel like they cannot communicate well with their children, doing a good job of being able to even be a good parent and help their kids become better communicators, because so many people are so used to communicating with softwares, cell phones, electronics, technology, etc., and so forth. You know, that is the question that I can't answer because I'm not a parent. You know, so I'll leave it at that. You know, it is what it is. Appreciate it, young lady. Hopefully you have a great day. Nice seeing you as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's the only question I can ask. You know what I mean? Because life is different now. So, in Lawndale. Spent many a time in Lawndale, man. So many memories in Los Angeles, man. It's crazy. You know, people always laugh at me, but I know Los Angeles better than I know Washington, D.C. And I grew up next door to Washington, D.C., so that says a lot right there. You know, but it is what it is. So, keep it simple around here. I mean, that's really all I have to say. You know, it's just like, you know, I think that, you know, times are different. 2025 will be over. We're going to 2026. People combating AI, combating a lot of other nonsense on other aspects, and people trying to keep the cool all at the same time. So, it's, you know, it's a different world, different time, and, you know, we just gotta take this thing differently, you know, operate differently, think differently, execute differently in regards to whatever we're trying to get done in this life. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave it at that on some realness. So, but Yep, getting close to Long Beach. I can see the plants that are in Long Beach. But regardless of whatever the media may say, Los Angeles will always be a place that I call home. SoCal, specifically, Inland Empire, i.e., Riverside, Corona, you know what it is, Ontario, home. So, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Maryland, you keep that correct. Ain't that serious. But it is what it is. Everything's shaking with the bone because my black butt feels like he's at home. So get some good seafood, have some good times, get some good vibes, man. Ain't nothing like the Southland, as they call it. Yeah. Crenshaw Boulevard, Normandy, all that. What's up? It's all good. Yeah, they go Crenshaw Boulevard right there. Shout out Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace. Shout out Black Sam. Got to see him at InvestFest last year. Got to see him while he opened up his Marathon Burger. So shout out to the Marathon team. It's amazing how when I take these trips and people back in the DMV area want to talk to me about politics and crap like that, and I'm just like, I came out here to get away from that BS, right? But I guess they didn't get the memo on that. So it is what it is. People sending me articles about what the president's saying, and regardless of who the president is, when I come to LA, I don't care about who the president is. Hell, I don't even care about who the president is when I am in the DMV area. So, it is what it is. So, 26 minutes away. Hopefully you guys have a good day. But, keep those close to you that matter. Keep those that don't matter away from you. Do what you gotta do. And keep it simple. And be you at the end of the day, because being somebody else is just not the way this game is supposed to be played. Now, when you get paid, you have the job, everybody's got to put their customer service face on. Everybody's got to put their game face on. But when you're off the clock, be you and be proud of being you. Only problem with Now, so one thing I can respect about the younger generation nowadays, a lot of them are proud to be who they are. But the biggest downside to them being who they are is they are very, very big. Let me see what exit this is. Hold on, family. No, I'm on Long Beach and the traffic is slowing down. This is 38A and 24B. All right, cool. So we're slowing it down. But the whole look of looking like you haven't washed your clothes or taken a shower has got to stop. The roll out of bed look, it's got to stop, fam. Come on, man. We can do better than this. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But, I'm 42 years old, so I'm getting to the unk stage. I'm already an uncle of 6 people. So my brother has 2 sets of twins, plus 2 other children, so I'm definitely at uncle status now. But it doesn't. You could make clothes from Walmart or Target look clean and look good, but a lot of times in today's world, we just got a lot of people that go out of their way to look disgusting and look like they just rolled out of bed. And I don't understand that nonsense, but that's considered the new end look. So, but yeah. I won't be going live that much often on social media because, Lord knows I'm going to get flagged for something. Even I don't even talk about anything that's egregious, in my personal opinion. All right, I need to get over. All right, folks, so if you would just go out of your way to drive, thank you so much. You can do it. Put your back into it. All righty. And, oh, dang, that's a 1988 Toyota Camry. I ain't seen one of those in forever. That was my first car. Dang. That joker takes care of that joker, man. Shoot, see a car like that in 2025. I thought I had old vehicles. So, but yeah, and it's amazing in 2025 how I never realized how antisociable I was until the last couple of years. But I didn't realize how annoyed I was with the generation of men that were so soft and so socially awkward to the point where they can't do anything without their woman say so. And I say anything, I'm talking about going to the restroom, you know. But Carson, California, home of Forrest Whitaker, Brandy, and Ray J. Shout out to Carson, California. But yeah, this generation of men. Because the reason why I mention it is because a comedian was talking about this generation, a lot of generation of men, and how soft they are, and how there'll probably never be another generation of men that were very masculine in their ways in regards to how they think. That's how you know you're in Long Beach, because you got the Raceway right here. And it's just how sad it is that you have an ever-growing generation of men that are just so soft that it's to the point where, for me, I don't even want to be around them like that, because, you know, they can't engage in conversations outside of the basic norm. I don't understand it, but that's just me. You know. And for whatever reason, I'm always surrounded by men like that. So once again, I don't understand it. But it is what it is. Like I said, I'm almost to my destination. I'm 22 minutes away. I'm trying to save some time, but, you know, traffic on the 405 is going to get you either way. I'm on 405 South, Los Angeles, left Inglewood, heading to Long Beach, home of Snoop Dogg, and so many others. Cameron Diaz, shout out to her. You know, good energy though. Good energy. Traffic is slowing down. So, and you know what? To the men out here in 2025. There's nothing wrong with being a good husband or being a good father, and I'm neither one, so I'm not giving out that kind of advice. But darn it, I grew up around grown men when I was younger. I grew up around grown men that were good husbands and good fathers, but they had a backbone. I need to get a backbone again. Straight up and down. Y'all really need to get a backbone again. You know. Because y'all got so freaking soft to the point where you're so desperate to be with somebody that you give up your dignity. You know, a lot of women are so desperate to be with somebody they give up their dignity. And y'all need to cut that crap out on some realness. It just makes you look pitiful. So, I leave it at that. Like I said, I'm not looking in the camera because obviously you see I'm driving and I'm on the 405 South in Los Angeles heading towards Long Beach. So got specifically in Carson, California right now. Oh yeah, the one actor from the Wu-Tang series, I don't know his name, and from the Equalizer 2 movie, the young dark-skinned brother, he's from Carson as well. So I just thought about that, like, yeah, he's from this area. So shout out to him. Y'all need to get a backbone, brothers, men. But it is what it is. Have a good one. I'm out. As I say, everything's chicken with the bone because my black butt is at home. And whenever I'm in Southern California, I feel like I'm at home on some realness. This place will always be home to me, regardless how old I get. I will always have a connection with SoCal. It's 2025. First came here in 2012. And, you know, I feel like I'm at home no matter what. So, the energy has always been right in Southern California for me. It matches my energy. Energy is something you can't put a price tag on. Because I've been over the DMV area, aka Maryland, DC, and Virginia. I might reside there, but that ain't home to me no more. That's just the place I sleep. So, anyways, take care.